You earn money every month, and somehow you're still broke. Not broke like I can't eat today. Broke like I have no idea where it all went. Broke like checking your bank account on the 20th and feeling that familiar panic in your chest, that tight, quiet shame that whispers, "What is wrong with me?" You're not alone. Millions of people live exactly like this. They get paid, they feel good for maybe 3 days, and then nothing. The money evaporates, like it was never really there. And the crazy part? It doesn't matter how much you make. People earning $30,000 a year feel it. People earning $120,000 a year feel it. Even some people making 6 figures every single month feel it. The number in your paycheck changes. The emptiness doesn't. So here's the real question, and I want you to sit with this for a second. What if being broke has almost nothing to do with how much money you earn? What if the problem isn't your salary, your job, your city, or your circumstances? What if the problem is something happening inside your brain, something no one ever taught you about, something running silently in the background every single time you spend, save, or avoid looking at your bank account? Because here's what most financial advice gets completely wrong. They tell you to budget harder, spend less, make a spreadsheet, but they never ask why you spend in the first place, and that why, that's where everything starts.
Your brain was never designed to handle modern money. That's not an insult, that's neuroscience. For hundreds of thousands of years, humans lived in a world where resources were scarce and temporary. You found food, you consumed it immediately. You didn't save it for next month. Saving made no sense. Tomorrow was uncertain. Right now was everything. That survival wiring is still inside you every single day. When you get paid, your brain doesn't see future security. It sees resources available right now, and it wants to use them immediately. That dopamine hit when you buy something, that's not weakness. That's ancient programming doing exactly what it was built to do. But here's where it gets darker. Modern life weaponizes that programming against you. Every app, every store, every one-click purchase is engineered by teams of psychologists specifically designed to trigger that ancient impulse. They're not selling you products, they're hacking your nervous system. And they're extraordinarily good at it. Think about the last time you bought something impulsively. Maybe it was food, maybe clothes, maybe something you saw on your phone at midnight. You didn't plan it, you didn't need it, but in that moment, it felt necessary. It felt like relief. That feeling has a name: emotional spending. And studies show that over 60% of all purchases made in the US are unplanned, driven entirely by emotion, not logic. You're not bad with money. You're human. But being human, in this economy, without awareness, costs you everything.
Here's the first mistake almost everyone makes. They treat the symptom, not the cause. They download a budgeting app. They swear off coffee shops. They make a promise to themselves every Sunday night, this week will be different. And for maybe 4 days it is. Then life happens. Stress hits. A bad day at work. A fight with someone you love. And suddenly you're spending again. Feeling worse than before, because now you've got guilt on top of everything else. That guilt is the second mistake. Because shame doesn't fix behavior. Shame feeds it. Every time you beat yourself up for overspending, you create more emotional pain. And what do you do with emotional pain? You seek relief. And relief, for most people, looks like spending. It's a cycle that feeds itself in the dark, quietly, for years. The third mistake is comparison. Social media has made this catastrophic. You're not just keeping up with your neighbors anymore. You're subconsciously measuring your life against thousands of curated highlight reels every single day. Vacations, cars, apartments, outfits. And each time you feel behind, your brain tries to close that gap with purchases that create the illusion of arrival. You buy the feeling of success before you've built it.
If you're recognizing yourself in any of this, good. That awareness is rare. Abonne-toi, because what's coming next is the part most people never reach, the actual shift, the concrete tools, the moment things start to change for real.
The shift doesn't start with a budget. It starts with a question. Every time you feel the urge to spend, before you click, before you tap, before you swipe, ask yourself one thing. Am I buying something or am I escaping something? That 3-second pause is more powerful than any spreadsheet ever built because it pulls the decision out of your emotional brain and hands it to your rational one. That's where real change lives. Next, stop trying to be perfect with money. Perfection is the enemy of progress here. Instead, build what behavioral economists call friction. Make spending slightly harder. Delete saved card details from shopping apps. Move savings to a separate bank the moment you get paid, before you see it, before you touch it, before your ancient brain decides it needs it right now. Out of sight genuinely means out of mind. Science backs this completely. Then redefine what money means to you personally, not what your parents told you, not what society shows you. What does financial freedom actually look like in your specific life? A number, a feeling, a specific morning where you wake up without that chest tightness. Get concrete, because vague goals create vague results, and vague results feel exactly like being broke. You were never bad with money. You were just never taught the truth about it. The truth that it's psychological before it's mathematical, emotional before it's logical, internal before it's ever external. Now you know, and knowing when you actually act on it changes everything.